Hey everyone, this is Melanie Ham. Welcome back to my channel. Excuse my voice, but I wanted to get this up for you guys. This is the Ribbon Candy Crochet Blanket. I'm excited to share it with you. I was hoping to get it out there before the holiday season finished up, but that did not work out. And I've also got a modification to show you as well, because of course you do not have to pick holiday colors like this one is. This will be our family crochet blanket for the holiday season. Let's just jump right into the tutorial, and you can visit my blog, melaniekaham.com, for the full written instructions and all of the details. Let's jump right in.
All right, let's get started on our little sample piece. I'm going to be using 2 colors of the blanket yarn, but this, as with many of my patterns, can be adjusted and changed up with lots of different styles of yarn and, of course, color. I'm going to be using the L hook, which is recommended on the package for this yarn. I'm going to start with the red, and the only reason for that is because the white is going to be a little difficult to see with my white background. You can start with any color that you want. It's going to be a slip stitch. Okay, so we are going to do a foundation chain of an even number. So like I said, you can adjust this pattern for any style of yarn, any size of blanket. I love these really simple and textured patterns that are really simple for you guys to do. So an even number, whatever it is. And you can check my blog post to see what mine is for my blanket. And once I finish it, I'll have all the dimensions up for you there. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. All right, so there's our foundation chain. And then we are going to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so a double crochet is yarn over. So it's the 4th one. 2, 3, 4. We're going to put it here. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, 2 loops, and 2 loops. All right, and then we're going to double crochet in every stitch going all the way down. All right, so let's yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, 2 loops and 2 loops. Okay, so continue that double crochet all the way to the end, no matter what size blanket you are doing, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so here's how it looks. And then there's one last guy over here, so make sure you've got all of your stitches accounted for. Let's double crochet. Okay, then we're going to chain 1. All right, turn your work. And then we want to single crochet in this first stitch right here. So this is what it looks like. Single crochet is insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops. Okay, now we're going to just do single crochets going all the way down, but we're going to make it super. This is how the super textured look's going to come in without adding really any difficulty. We are going to be single crocheting around the post. Okay, so the stitch is this whole, part of the stitch is the post, right? So what we're going to do is single crochet back post. So that means we're going to insert our hook around the post on the back side. Yarn over, pull through. Make sure you've got enough slack to pull that up all the way through. Yarn over, pull through as a single crochet. All right. And then we're going to do it through the front post. All right. So then we're going to insert our hook behind the post. Yarn over, pull through. Make sure you pull that all the way up so that we have enough space going all the way across. So we're, our tension stays good. Pull through. All right, and we're just going to alternate that. Okay, back post, yarn over. So see, it's still a single crochet. We're just placing our hook around the post and alternating between the front and the back. This makes it really dynamic, makes a really dynamic stitch, very textured, but it doesn't really add any difficulty. So you can sit and watch a movie while you do this, and you're not going to, have to count anything. It's really simple, but it adds a really dynamic look, which is what I love to bring you guys. That is my kind of crochet. All right, so there's the back post. And then last one here, the front. All right, and then we have this turning chain here. So I'm going to single crochet just in the top of this turning chain. Make sure you get 2 strands on top there. Okay. So it kind of looks a little bizarre at first. It starts to make a little more sense as you get going a little bit more. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another double crochet and single crochet in the red, and then I'll switch to the white. So what we'll do is chain 2, which counts as a double crochet. Turn your work. So because this counts as a double crochet, we're not going to stitch in this first one. We are going to stitch in this second one. Okay, here. And so we're going to double crochet in every stitch going all the way across. And even though we did those stitches, we can, that it has that texture, look, we can still see our stitches here. You're looking for this little kind of V shape. So they might be angled slightly because of that texture, but you can still see them, and that's where we need to place all of our stitches. Okay, so double crochet all the way down, and then I'll meet you there. So there's how it's looking. You can see just how much more textured and just dynamic the stitches look here rather than here. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I love a good double crochet blanket, but you can just kind of see the difference. And of course, you can just do double crochet blanket if you would like to too. That's an awesome way to utilize this yarn. And this kind of thick yarn, it does better with simpler stitches. I've tried to do some more complicated stitches with this yarn, and it just does not work up very well. You can't see them, and it's just, it does a lot better with something simpler. Okay, so make sure you get it in all the stitches going all the way across. Then we will chain 1, and we'll do the exact same thing going back across with those front and back post single crochet stitches. Now it's exactly the same thing. So we stitch here. That's just counted as a turning chain. It's not counting as a single crochet, which is why we do a stitch in that first one. All right, so we did that first stitch, and then same thing. I started, so see, you can see that this first one is the back loop we started, and then front loop. So you can see when you do the front, it pops it forward. So what I'm going to do is alternate it now. So I'm going to do the front loop this time, or sorry, front post, not front loop, front post, single crochet, and then do the back. So it's the same exact thing. We're just going to alternate it each time so that it creates that kind of like woven textured look, and it's alternated. So it's not the same right above each other or popping out, and then right above each other or popping the other direction. That's a design choice, so you can try that out and see if you like that look and do that instead if you would like to. But I'm going to alternate them. And so we're inserting the hook just behind the post. We're not inserting it in between any stitches. It's literally, and then we're yarning over. And just make sure you pull that yarn all the way up so that we have enough slack and we're not going to have a weird tension. Here's the front. Back. All right, and then we need to make sure to just place the single crochet in this turning chain. So right here at the top, insert the hook, single crochet. Okay? So there we go. Starting to take shape a little bit more. It's going to look the same on the front and the back. Now I'm going to add my white. Okay, so when I add new yarn, I'm actually going to take this out and show you how I do it right in the stitch. Okay, don't forget to single crochet in the top of this turning chain, yarn over, pull through, but then before you pull it through, with your red yarn, I'm going to put my white yarn or whatever new color you're using and use that to pull it through. Tighten it down. And then we will use the working yarn on the white, chain 2, because we just finished that single crochet row, so now we need to chain 2. Turn our work. Remember, this counts as a double crochet, so we're going to double crochet in this stitch, not in this one, because technically that's for that stitch. Okay, and then you double crochet all the way down and repeat the steps. The written instructions, again, they will be on the blog if you need those. When we have yarn that we changed out, you can trim this and weave it in. If you're going to put a border up, you can travel it up the side. I think I'm just going to trim it and weave in all those tails because I'm not sure yet if I'm going to put a border on. So it'll depend on how quickly I can make this work. All of the tails will be on the same side though, right? Because we have double crochet going one side, single crochet, another row of double crochet, and then finishing up the single crochet, and then we'll be changing out here. So all of those tails will be on the same side. If you want to travel this red up the side and then put a border on it to hide it, that's definitely an option. That's one way of kind of minimizing how many tails you weave in. Okay, last stitch. And if you're finding that your rows aren't staying, you have a discrepancy, maybe something's flaring out or you don't have, your edges aren't staying very straight. Sometimes it's difficult to tell with this yarn because it's so squishy. But you can always just count how many double crochets that you have and then just double check yourself periodically as you go along on your blanket to make sure that you've got enough and that you're on track. Okay, so then we're just going to continue the pattern. Chain 1. Single crochet in the first stitch. I know it might be a little difficult to see with the white, but we've already done this with the red. All right, and then remember we did back post, front post, so we'll do back post here. So we will insert the hook back behind that post, yarn it over, pull it up, yarn over, pull through. All right, and then we do our front post. And then we're gonna just continue that pattern. There's my sample. Now I'll check back in with you with my full-size blanket and of course let you know all the details on that. But for now, happy stitching. And I'll check back in with you in a little bit. Hey guys, so I wanted to just check in with you and give you some progress on my blanket. My blanket is about 62 inches wide. So that's how it's looking. I'm gonna show you real quick how to add a new ball of yarn. And then I will leave you to more crocheting and I will continue working on mine as well. So just really quickly, I'm going to take out this last stitch because that's not quite enough of a tail. So what you're going to do is start your stitch. We're doing the double crochet. And before you finish pulling through those last 2, we will grab our new yarn and then put that on the hook and then use that to pull through. So then we'll have some of these tails, which is fine. Yarn over, go down into the next one, and then just hold those tails
along the edge, kind of just as along as you go, and it will sort of weave them in for you. And then you can just double check at the end to make sure that they're secure enough for, or if they're not secure enough, you can use your yarn needle and weave those in. You can weave in tails as we go. That's the best, and it saves us time later on. I wanted to show you, this is the exact same blanket pattern, but this is with a different yarn, and it's a self-striping yarn. So I wanted to just show you kind of a different look that you can get. This is with a K hook, and it's a slightly bulkier worsted weight. So just as a different idea. I'll be making this into a doll size, so I will have all of those instructions and all the details on the written instructions on the blog post as well. If you like my videos, please make sure to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I would love to know in the comment section below if you are planning to make this beautiful blanket for yourself. I just love the texture so much. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!